Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Robyn loses $1.2 million mansion. Judge rules against her in shocking court bombshell that could change the Brown family forever. The Sister Wives fandom is in absolute overdrive today after jaw-dropping reports surfaced that Robyn Brown, the last remaining wife of Kody Brown, has allegedly lost her sprawling $1.2 million Flagstaff mansion in a legal decision that has everyone's jaws on the floor. According to whispers from insiders and leaked courthouse chatter, a judge has officially ruled against Robyn in a high-stakes property dispute, potentially forcing her to vacate the luxurious home she once called her forever place. For fans who've watched Robyn and Kody cling to this piece of real estate like it was the crown jewel of their post-polygamy empire, this news is nothing short of a shockwave, with implications that could ripple through the already crumbling Brown family dynamic. The rumors began swirling late last week, when eagle-eyed viewers spotted what appeared to be a legal notice filed in Coconino County, Arizona, linked to the property address of Robyn's lavish home. While TLC cameras had shown the house as the couple's dream escape from the chaos of their plural marriage days, behind closed doors, it seems the dream may have been quietly unraveling for months. The alleged court battle reportedly stemmed from a combination of disputed mortgage terms, unpaid property taxes, and questions about the true ownership structure of the home, a tangled mess of financial threads that fans say has Kody's fingerprints all over it. An insider familiar with the situation claims the case had been brewing long before it reached a judge. They were fighting this in private for almost a year, the source revealed. Robyn thought they could settle out of court, but once the lenders got involved, there was no escaping it. According to this source, the judge's ruling came down swiftly after reviewing documents that suggested multiple missed payments and irregularities in how the property was purchased in the first place. It wasn't just about being behind on payments, the insider added. The court looked at the bigger picture: who actually owns the house on paper versus who's been paying for it, and the decision was not in Robyn's favor. The $1.2 million mansion, set against the backdrop of the picturesque Flagstaff Mountains, has long been a symbol of the new life Robyn and Kody built after the rest of the wives began leaving. On Sister Wives, it's been shown as a sanctuary of sorts, a place where Kody would retreat during the pandemic while tensions with his other wives exploded. But now, if the court ruling stands, that sanctuary could be gone for good. And it's not just about losing a house. It's about losing the last tangible reminder of the so-called golden couple era that Kody and Robyn projected in recent seasons. Fan reaction has been swift and savage. Social media lit up with theories the moment the alleged news hit. Karma finally caught up, one popular Reddit post read, garnering thousands of upvotes. They spent years acting like the other wives were disposable, and now the mansion is too. Others took a more sympathetic tone toward Robyn, noting that while she has been painted as the villain in the Brown family breakup, no one deserves to lose their home in such a public, humiliating way. She has kids there, one fan wrote on Facebook. This is their safe place. Whatever you think of her, this is devastating for them. The ruling reportedly blindsided Robyn, who insiders say was confident the judge would side with her. She allegedly argued that the home was bought with the intent of being a permanent residence for her and her children, and that removing them would cause irreparable harm. However, the judge was said to be unmoved by emotional appeals, instead focusing on the hard facts of the financial situation. The judge made it clear, the source said. This was about contractual obligations, not personal history. You can't plead family unity when the paperwork tells a different story. What's more, this court bombshell has opened the floodgates for speculation about the Browns' overall financial health. With Christine, Janelle, and Mary all forging new lives and reportedly no longer contributing to the communal pot, fans are questioning how Kody and Robyn have been sustaining their high-cost lifestyle in Flagstaff. The $1.2 million mansion, after all, was never cheap to maintain, and without the income from the other wives' households, some suspect the financial strain has been quietly building behind the scenes for years. Insiders also hint that this may not be the only property in jeopardy. Rumors are swirling that parcels of the infamous Coyote Pass land, once touted as the Brown family's dream building project, could also face legal challenges if certain debts aren't addressed. If true, the court's ruling against Robyn could be the first domino in a series of property shakeups that leave the Browns with far less physical real estate than they once claimed. They built their brand around this idea of expanding, growing, building, one longtime viewer commented. Now it's all shrinking. The emotional fallout from this alleged loss is said to be immense. Robyn, who has often presented herself on camera as deeply family-focused and committed to creating stability for her children, now faces the daunting prospect of uprooting them yet again. The irony is bitter. She was the most vocal in resisting moves and big changes during earlier seasons, often clashing with Christine and Janelle over the prospect of relocating. Now, she may have no choice but to pack up and find somewhere new. And without the support of her former sister wives, she's in a far lonelier position than she's ever been on the show. Cody's role in this situation is also under the microscope. Fans are already speculating whether he'll rally to fight the ruling with an appeal or whether he'll see this as an opportunity to shed the financial burden and start fresh elsewhere. Given his recent forays into other projects, like his rumored involvement in Special Forces, some wonder if he's already mentally moved on from the Flagstaff mansion and what it represents. Cody doesn't strike me as the type to cling to a house if it means admitting he's losing, one viewer wrote on Twitter. He'll spin it as a bold new chapter, and Robyn will be left to deal with the mess. Adding even more intrigue, there's chatter that TLC cameras may have caught some of the lead-up to this property drama, meaning fans could potentially see a highly edited, emotionally charged version of events in a future Sister Wives season. Whether the network will actually air the full truth or opt for a more sanitized narrative remains to be seen. But given how explosive this situation is, producers would be hard-pressed to leave it entirely off the table. At its core, this court bombshell isn't just about bricks and mortar. It's about the crumbling foundation of what was once Cody and Robyn's strongest bond. The mansions symbolized their united front, their stability, their claim to being the last couple standing in a family that had otherwise fallen apart. Now, with a judge's gavel, that symbol may be gone. And for a couple that's already weathered public scrutiny, endless internet memes, and growing resentment from former family members, this could be the most destabilizing blow yet. If the rumors hold true, Robyn has just weeks, maybe even days, to vacate the property, forcing her into a frantic search for a new home. Where she'll go, what she can afford, and whether Cody will be by her side in the process are all questions that remain unanswered. But one thing's certain, the Brown family saga, once defined by plural marriage drama, is now defined by survival. And in this latest chapter, survival means finding a roof to put over your head when the court takes the one you thought you'd keep forever. The plot revolves around a celebrity named Robyn who is involved in a spectacular legal struggle that leads to the loss of her $1.2 million property. The story is written to be fascinating, with a focus on character development, courtroom drama, and emotional stakes, while avoiding any copyrighted content and adhering to the guidelines of original storytelling. Robyn stood at the edge of her expansive garden, the early sun creating long shadows on the groomed lawn of her $1.2 million property. The estate, tucked in the hills of an affluent California enclave, was more than just a residence. It represented her hard-earned achievement. The sleek glass walls, the infinity pool that seemed to spread into the horizon, the marble flooring that resonated with every step, all symbolized the life she'd built after years of hard work in the music industry. However, as she held a steaming mug of coffee, her reflection in the glass door appeared hollow. The approaching court decision slammed against her chest like a stone. For months, the lawsuit hovered over her life. It began with a failed business transaction, a real estate investment she had been told was a sure thing. Her manager, Carl, had connected her to Vincent Delgado, a slick-talking property developer known for turning little investments into gold mines. The offer was simple. Robyn would put up $1.5 million for a stake in a luxury condo development in Miami. The predicted profits were enormous, and Vincent's charisma was alluring. Against her better judgment, She signed the contract and wired the funds from her personal account. That happened 2 years ago. The condominiums were never built. The money was gone. And Vincent was nowhere to be seen. Robyn began the legal battle by suing Vincent for fraud, aiming to recover her losses. But Vincent, as it turned out, was a master of evasion. His lawyers countersued, claiming that Robyn broke the contract by neglecting to provide more funds when the project encountered financial difficulties. The countersuit was a long shot, but Vincent's team played dirty, dragging Robyn's name into the muck. The tabloids pounced on the news, portraying her as a reckless diva who had blown her fortune on a poor wager. Worse, they claimed that her mansion, her pride and joy, was collateral in the transaction. If she loses the case, she may lose her home. Sarah Klein, Robyn's attorney, had cautioned her from the beginning that the lawsuit was a gamble. "Vincent's got a team of sharks," Sarah remarked, her voice tight over the phone. "They will pervert every word and document. We need to be airtight." Robyn relied on Sarah, a no-nonsense lawyer with a track record of winning impossible cases. But as the trial date approached, skepticism set in. What if Sarah was wrong? What if the judge agreed with Vincent? The prospect of losing her mansion, the location where she'd penned her biggest hits, welcomed her closest friends, and found refuge after years of turmoil, was intolerable. The courtroom contrasted sharply with Robyn's comfortable home. The wood-paneled walls and fluorescent lighting felt cold and clinical. Robyn sat at the plaintiff's table, hands clasped securely in her lap, while Sarah shuffled through a bundle of documents. Across the room, Vincent's legal team, led by Gregory Holt, a silver-haired attorney, oozed confidence. Holt's reputation preceded him. He was famous for demolishing opponents with surgical precision. Robyn captured Vincent's sight for a brief period. He smirked, his immaculate clothes and polished demeanor making light of the devastation he had produced. The judge, Margaret Ellison, a severe woman in her 50s, entered the chamber. Her presence demanded stillness. Robyn's stomach churned when the bailiff summoned the court to order. This was it, the moment that determined her future. Sarah leaned over and murmured, "Remain calm. We got this." But Robyn wasn't sure. The experiment lasted 3 weeks. Sarah presented a massive evidence, including emails in which Vincent promised assured returns, financial records showing the money trail going into offshore accounts, and testimony from a former colleague alleging Vincent had a history of defrauding investors. Robyn entered the stand, her voice firm but her heart pounding as she described how Vincent preyed on her trust. "I believed in him," she'd stated, her gaze riveted on the jurors. "I thought this was my chance to secure my future." Holt, on the other hand, was unrelenting. He portrayed Robyn as an impetuous celebrity who did not grasp the dangers of high-risk investments. "Ms. Robyn is a talented artist, no doubt," he continued in his opening speech, his tone condescending. "But talent does not equate financial wisdom. She entered a deal and failed to keep her half of the arrangement." He supplied a phrase in the agreement requiring additional funding in the event of unforeseen delays, a clause Robyn claimed she had never seen. Sarah said it was hidden in fine text, a planned trap, but Holt's team responded with a procession of witnesses who stated Robyn was fully aware. The courtroom drama was not solely about money. It was personal. Vincent's team investigated Robyn's past, questioning her judgment, lifestyle, and mental health. They brought up a public collapse from years ago, when she canceled a tour owing to exhaustion. Is this the behavior of someone capable of making sound financial decisions?